Life is not you enjoying stuff. All my failures are also out of my greatness only. We have to credit it. My dear mind, you need to work hard. You need to express yourself. You need to enjoy the curiosity or the learning of your life till you live a life of happiness, progressiveness, health, and abundance.
Hello and welcome to the new podcast series Awakening with Atmananda ji. Siddha Guru Atmananda ji is an individual and yogi who has done extensive research on neurocognitive ability, and he's helped hundreds and thousands of people achieve greater efficiency and success and productivity in their everyday lives. And we are so fortunate to have you. Welcome. First off, which large number of people have always been asking, what is supramentalization and how does it help an individual in their everyday lives?
Supramentalization is a state of being where people can experience enhanced productivity, efficiency, and cognitive enhancements in their life. Now, how exactly? I want you to understand mind functioning and a vehicle's functioning, because vehicle is designed to run, mind is designed to run. The better it runs, the better productivity happens out of it. But what happens is, to run the vehicle, you need to first put down your brakes and then press the accelerator, only then the vehicle goes move forward. For the creativity or the capabilities to manifest better in our life, we need to first release our own mental blocks or mental conditionings or inner resistance. Now, whenever we try to do something, the first thing, what people will think, how will I be able to do it, or how will I complete it, will it be good, there's so many questions that actually work as a brake in the productivity of the mind's functioning. Because mind has a very beautiful habit of checking its own self every time. You are your own best critique if you believe, and if you do not believe, you are your ultimate critic. If you consciously allow to believe that, then you are your best critic. But if you don't consciously allow it, you are the ultimate critic. Because people who are not consciously criticizing themselves, they actually end up criticizing themselves or questioning in their mind, will it happen? The anxiety. A person who feels he is good has more anxiety. A student who has studied more has more anxiety, if you have observed. A student who has not prepared well is very relaxed. And a student who has done excellent hard work or very long hours of study, that fellow is very nervous before the exam. And he also feels, I forgot everything. Mind, if you are not consciously allowing, then it's the ultimate critic. And this ultimate critic, when you are living with your own ultimate critic, your productivity or performance naturally falls down.
How can an individual recognize this particular state of his own mind or her own mind?
That's exactly where. See, mind is its own critic. If you are aware of it, you are a good critic for yourself. But if you are not aware, your mind is your own ultimate critic, where continuously it bombards you with questions. That's what we have understood. Now, how to be or more productive or how to overcome this? The only thing that is very important is understand one thing. While the checks and balances are very important, it is your awareness and your inner conviction within you that will help you experience better or more productiveness in life. Now, if you are a student, you have studied very well, but then just before the examinations, you will feel as if you forgot everything, or what will I know? You are nervous. At that time, a centered conviction within yourself that you are a good student and you have done your job, you will do it, is very important to help this extra critic mind to not lead you into nervousness. Ability to be centered within yourself. That's where supramentalization comes in. Remember, mind is the fundamental functioning vehicle of the body. Only when the mind is there, the body functions. Okay. Now, beyond that is your own fundamental existence. We exist, and so we have a mind. I want you to understand one thing. The body is powered by the mind. The mind has a higher functioning called subconscious mind. But what is powering all this? What is powering all this? That is what it is always said, life. Life, the liveliness within you is powering your mind and your subconscious mind is running your body, and so thereby everything is taken care of in your system. Now, even if you feel hungry, if you want to eat food, something within you have to tell your mind, I am hungry, I want to eat food. Now, what is powering this mind? The liveliness, the life. Supramentalization. Above the mind is always life. Above the mind is always life, the liveliness, the prana within you. The more you are concentrated or your awareness experiences your own life, liveliness, your existence, mind is automatically centered and balanced within its own self.
How can, as an individual, you are an yogi, but as an ordinary individual, like all our viewers, how can they train their own individual mind to attain that state of efficiency and productivity?
A mind that has created a problem cannot solve its own self. A person who is scared of something, now he will tell himself a million times, I am not scared. Next time this happens to me, I will not be scared, I will not be scared. But again, when it happens, he will be scared. Oh, you understand? You cannot train yourself, because training yourself is telling your own self that I will not do this. Or creating a process or a procedure so that you help your mind. Now, example, you are scared of snakes. Now you will tell, I am not scared of snakes. I am not scared of snakes. And then next time you see the snake, again you will be scared. Now you create a procedure. You create a toy snake and then try to touch it. And then you create a model and you try to hold it from the back. You train yourself. Then there is a possibility that you will not be that very scared after a great training. Then you will go to non-poisonous snakes and try to hold them. Clearly study what is non-poisonous. You be involved. It takes a lot of time for the mind to convince its own self that I am not scared of snakes. For a person, for example, for a person who is scared of heights. Am I clear with you? Now, the moment he goes on to a height, he is scared. Or a person who is, the moment he goes on to public speaking before a crowd, he is scared, nervous. Now, I am not nervous, I am not nervous. It's not. Then how do they train? They go before a mirror and then try to. First, you have to, the advice is, convince yourself that you can talk.
That's exactly, Guruji. How can I, as an individual, convince myself to do that?
You can convince, now in the mirror, now if you are scared of public speaking, what is the best advice people give? Go before a mirror and speak.
Yes.
See yourself and speak.
Yes.
Now, what is happening here? You are aware that you are speaking. Now, when somebody is scared of public speaking. Why? Because their mind is questioning them. Can I speak? Can I deliver? Can I talk? Can I connect? That's the question. Now, when you are looking at yourself in the mirror, you are feeling, I'm talking. Now that slow conviction is happening that I'm talking. Then they say, now talk to one person, then talk to two persons, and then few persons, and then slowly move from there. In the same fashion, now you need to be aware of your own self, your own mind, and your own being. First, as you train yourself to be aware of your own being, then your mind will automatically be centered. Now, if that is not happening, like a person who is scared of public speaking, first he has to convince himself that I am talking. It doesn't matter what is the content. He can fail, he can blabber, but still he has to talk something before the mirror. Talking something, watching yourself do something, gives your mind conviction. In the same fashion, When you be centered within your own being, when you experience consciously you being in your own center, in your own being, mind automatically aligns because that builds conviction.
So these supramentalization techniques, can you expand on them further? How I, as an individual, can put them into practice on everyday life? What are these neuro-linguistic, neurocognitive practices, and how can I adapt them to my everyday life to improve my efficiency and productivity?
I want you to understand one thing. Neurocognitive, any practice of neurocognitive evolution, engineering processes, there is a neurocognitive evolution and there is a neurocognitive engineering processes. The evolutionary process, see, a small child is 2 years, 3 years, and then the brain is not totally fully formed. By the time you reach 3.5, your brain is decently formed. Now, that being said, now the child has a neurological and mental developmental process, evolution happening. So, by the time you are 3, there is no possibility that you can understand everything. Or there is sometimes you cannot say certain words properly. That's not a problem. That's actually a natural process of evolution.
Right.
But now, by the time you reach 23, the way in which you evolute, your nervous system and your mind evolutes, that become your mindset. And the way the mindset is, the way life is. Now, what we do is, neurocognitively, we evolute every human being. Cognition is the mind, neuro is the brain. Now, as you grow up in your environment, your childhood experiences, your teachings, and your life experiences that you experience impact you to help develop a certain mindset and a certain neurological efficiency within you. Now, that translates into your life effectively. But what really happens is, while we are evoluting, we have not designed the life. For example, a student who is studying in class 5 will aspire to become an engineer while knowing only this much, that engineering is about building stuff. That is it. He is not fully experienced, or what it takes to be an engineer he is not aware. So he develops a cognition or a mindset about, okay, now I have to be engineer, I have to like mathematics. But liking mathematics is just 1% of being an engineer. There is much more to it. Now that cognition develops once you enter into engineering college. Oh, this is engineering. And then after you complete your engineering, when you actually begin engineering stuff, then you understand engineering is totally different. Every time consciously we evolve, but we do not specifically engineer for our destination or for our ambition or for our being in our life. We just evolve out of circumstances. Now, when we consciously design procedures, processes, and experiences where we can engineer our mind to the desired outcome of life. Every human being, if you have observed, most people, I want to be rich, I want to be engineer, I want to be doctor, I want to be successful. What is the definition? People do not clearly specify or define within their own mind with the image of which they mean. Most people do not aspire to be healthy, progressive, and happily abundant people. They want to be some engineer, lawyer, doctor, or even a successful billionaire. The truth is, mind is very interesting. I'll tell you, from the moment you're born, you have this mind. And mind is actually, you understand, you can sit here and be completely oblivious of the surroundings and think about and feel as if you are in some other place. In fact, science and medical research has proved that you can sit here and imagine that you are sitting in some country or some cool place in the snow, and your body starts responding towards it. Your body heat increases. Mind can wander everywhere, but will come back. Now this body is the platform. The mind is wandering. Now I want you to understand one thing. As long as there is an awareness, this awareness is not giving importance to the mind. It gives importance to anything, the mind will teach you. For example, you will say, there is a successful businessman. He has got a very big business, very good car, very good life and everything. Now he will say, I'm very proud of my business, I'm very proud of my car, or my organization is my pride. Slowly over a period of time, he will find a lot of challenges, experiences where he will have difficulties. But before starting that business, any entrepreneur, startup, before you establishing a good business in your life, an entrepreneur generally or a startup guy starts, I can do it, I know I have what it takes, I will be able to establish a business. And he establishes a business. Okay? And after that, when he establishes, he'll feel, I'm proud of the business. Then actual struggle starts. I think you understood what I'm trying to say.
Why is this struggle starting at this point?
Because the awareness is not focusing on mental capabilities or respecting the mind. It's giving importance to things. Now a student, for example, or any person in our olden days, maybe 10, 20 years ago also, you will find many people, I want to settle in life, I want to get a good job, I want to study, I want to get a good job, and I want to have a house, car and a wife and 2 children. Most people, settlement was that, 10, 20 years ago, that was the destination.
In natural, ordinary individuals'
now,
basic ambitions.
A student used to work hard. Now, the many challenges in education, all cleared. Job you get, one house you get, one car you get, wife and children you get. After that, everything happens difficult. Mind stops growing. Have you noticed? After getting married and settling into, generally people complain, now I am not able to cognitively or mentally do more productive work. Why is that so? From the childhood, we have trained the mind. Your destination is to get a job, have a car, house, and a wife and 2 children. And your mind says, I've achieved it, now holiday. After that, the learning slows down as you age, they say. See, it is the brain generally at the time of 23, it reaches its peak efficiency. From 23 to medical science also tells you that till at least 60, you can easily develop your mind, and mind, there is no problem with the brain. Now, mind has nothing to do with the brain. Even a child in the sleep or a 2-year-old can imagine a lot. A 2-year-old can imagine a lot. Are you understanding? So to learn, it is the mind that is learning. An inquisitive, curious mind learns. Curiosity is not related to age. But most people complain, as I age, as I cross 23, 24, it is becoming difficult for me to learn more, adapt, be more flexible, or learn new things. Are you understanding? Why is that so? Fundamentally, you give yourself, your mind a target. Oh, my dear mind. You don't actually say this, but you feel this. Oh, my dear mind, if you become that software engineer, that advocate, or that somebody who does this, then you are great. And you can. Mind does that and says, after achieving that, becoming a software engineer who has a job in Google, something like that. Okay, holiday achieved. Because, student, for example, a 10th class student, you say, before 10th exams, final completion, they have the capability to study 8 hours, 9 hours. The moment the student comes to know exam is over, you give him book for 1 minute, he will not hold it.
Yes.
Because mind resists. Now exam's over, now I am not holding. What is giving this mind a capability to hold on to books for 8, 9 hours? And after that, what is creating such an instant repulsion in a student to hold the book?
Wonderful example.
Because mind, you think we don't train the mind. Unfortunately, unconsciously we train the mind for a lot of failure. Unconsciously. Why? Because the student tells you, I am studying for the goal is to get good exams or good grades in the exam. Now that is the reason why you see in 10th class, you read a lot, you understand a lot, you actually excel in that. Most students who excel in that, in the 11th class, they forget a lot. Why is that so? Mind, subconscious mind or the conscious mind, the awareness is telling, you asked me to study to get good marks. I got you good marks. Now I don't have to remember the content. Now you are asking me to, now in the 11th class, you are asking me to study for good marks. I am studying for good marks. I am getting good marks. Over. I don't have to remember the content. A student is the ambition. The student is not realizing IIT, medical entrance or some entrance is not the goal of life. That's the passage of life. My dear mind, you need to work hard. You need to express yourself. You need to enjoy the curiosity or the learning of your life till you live a life of happiness, progressiveness, health, and abundance. Is the programming that actually we need to do.
Wonderful.
Are you understanding?
Wonderful.
Now, then what happens? You are training your mind to work for a long term.
Yes.
But what really happens is, people generally train their mind for short-term goals and expect a long-term result. People work for short-term goals and expect a long-term result. I want to be I want to start a startup and I want to do good. Now that is the definition. Now my startup will do this. They will have a first goal and that should happen. People with long vision, if you see startup founders or successful entrepreneurs, when they do something and they find success, they do not confine themselves with that place. They try to expand more. Successful people expand better. Why? Because they clearly give a clarity in their self that any of my goal is just a passage and a milestone, but not the destination. But most people give their challenge or their stage, milestone as a destination. I want to be a software engineer. That's the destination. I want to have $1 million industry. I want to have a unicorn. I want to have it. That is the reason why if you have seen many people, once they reach a certain level, suddenly everything falls apart, their relationships fall apart or their systems fall apart,
Yes.
things fall apart. Why is that so? Why life cooperated with you till that moment and after that why things are, though money is there, everything falls apart.
Yes.
Why is that happening? Because your mind held on to its own focus till you reach the goal. Once you reach the goal, holiday time. Holiday time for the mind. Mind has to be trained properly. Now, above this mind, we have to understand, you have this body, you have this mind. But beyond this is the subconscious mind. But beyond that, there are many stages of this own mind. The science always insists subconscious mind, the power of subconscious mind. Supramentalization absolutely disagrees with this. The subconscious mind has actually no power. Why? I will tell you. Now, a child is born to a certain set of parents and he is always bombarded with an experience, parental experience, that you are scarce and you have little money, achieving money is difficult. Now, there is another child who is born to another set of parents and he is bombarded with this experience. Abundance is natural, abundance happens. Now, the child from the moment he is born is telling consciously, feeling consciously, abundance is normal. Somebody is feeling scarcity is normal. Now, what really happens is, by the time they are 15, 16, they experience scarcity of blocks in their life. Now, the power of subconscious mind people will come and say, now you keep telling yourself, I am rich, I am rich. And one day your mind will manifest rich. But how this subconscious mind functions, your subconscious mind currently is creating scarcity. Because from the childhood you told you are scarce. Somebody's subconscious mind is developing abundance. Why? Because from the childhood, subconscious mind is just like a cave. Conscious mind is like the mouth. Now you go into the cave and you shout. It gives you an echo.
Yes.
Now that echo continues within the cave. You come out of the cave also, the echo is there in the cave.
Yes.
Now what happens is you make 1,000,000 sounds. 1,000,000 people go before a cave and give 1,000,000 voices. Now, all those voices are interconnected and working in the system. Now, the power of the cave is echo? No, it is the power of the sound. A cave echoes. Do you think that is the power of that? No, it is the sound that can reflect. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? So, the mouth and the sound, the mouth is the conscious mind. Your awareness is your actual capability or the sound power within you. Whatever your awareness puts in. For example, you will find many examples where children or people born to very poor parents and they all had poor experiences or scarcity experiences, but still in their own mind they decided one day they'll be abundant. And the child with all the programming, all the surrounding experiences of scarcity also, when they reach the arrival moment, when they start their life, they quickly grow into abundance. Now, they say if you experience scarcity, subconscious mind is full of scarcity. You experience scarcity, you have experienced scarcity,
Yes.
subconscious mind. But this child or this few grag to riches stories that you will listen is all about that. They, the awareness within them has blocked out this sound to go into this cave called subconscious. The cave is not reverberating. They gave their own, the awareness gave this sound. One day when I start, I will be abundant. And you will find many examples where a rickshaw puller's son is cracked a UPSC exam and after that it's good story and all. How many rickshaw puller's son are doing it? 1, 2, max. But why that fellow is able to do and why many group 1 service students are not able to crack group 1. And my father is an IAS officer, my mother is an IAS officer, I am not able to crack it. Why? You have to understand one thing. Nurturing awareness, enhancing, experiencing, giving more emphasis on your own awareness is the crux. Then on the mind. Mind, the conscious mind is just an experiential impulse generating system. Now, you are sitting here. I ask you to imagine a snake. You imagine, but you are not scared. When I physically, right now, if I show you a snake, you're scared. The conscious mind can only feel the impulses generated out of your 5 sensory organs. Only that is the reality for the mind. Now, these 5 sensory impulses generated in this conscious mind go into this cave called subconscious mind. It is a continuous data, it's a hard disk. Are you understanding? It doesn't even process good, bad. It just collects whatever sensory perceptions that are given. There is a filter called awareness. We do not address awareness. We only understand conscious mind, subconscious mind. Awareness is the filter. When you experience absolute scarcity, through the filter or the power of your awareness, you can still decide, I've been experiencing scarcity, I've been experiencing failure, I've seen people around me suffering, but one day when I start, I will be successful and I will figure it out. And people figure it out. You have to understand one important thing. The conscious data is just impulse generated. Impulse. I'm seeing you. That's an impulsive thing. Now you are sitting before me. I have to see you. I will. Because I can see. Now somebody talks, I can listen. Just because my ears can hear. Now that creates an impulse. Am I clear with you? Now this impulse, I have a control to whether to go into the subconscious mind or not. There are people who are, growing up in a very bad environment or very harsh environment of fights happening, everything. But still they turn out, there are some people. See, one child reads something in the newspaper. Bad happening. And then the child decides, I will be police and I will one day
I'll do all injustices.
And clear off all that. The other child will read about injustice and say, one day I'll also do.
There is a possibility.
Or the child will read about injustice and get scared and sit at house. Everything, remember, all this, the subconscious mind is not the game. The conscious mind is just an impulse. Because reading on the newspaper or any experience is just impulse. Awareness is the key. We need to train the awareness within us to actually modulate our experiences into our true reality. Subconscious mind is just a repository of all our experiences. And the echo of those repositories within is the manifestation of autonomous life. Now, there is an American, there is an Indian. They autonomously have a specific way of life.
Yes.
The way you sit, the way you talk, the way you move, everything is different. There is a German, every country, every city. In fact, in India, every 100 kilometers, you find people having different systems. Because their fundamental algorithms or subconscious repository is totally changed. Are you understanding? Now, most of their life, the way they talk, the way they relate with subjects is all autonomous. Are you understanding? Now, a hardcore Indian, a true Indian, you cannot, feel you're getting married. On the day of marriage, anybody speaks about divorce, people don't like it. But then, you know what, Americans or some other country people, they plan divorce before getting married.
They have prenup agreement also.
Possibilities like that. Now, you understand, if you ask a true Indian or a hardcore Indian or Indianized Indian, it's not at all practical.
It's a cultural thing?
All culture is also your awareness stuff. You are understanding what I'm trying to say? You associate. You can stay in Maharashtra and be from a Kerala mother and father and be Keralite all your life and not learn Marathi.
It's more of individual awareness, what he is.
Individual awareness. Individual awareness is the key or a modulator for success, failure, or allowing your situations to overpower you.
We're talking about cultural awareness. You talked about the example of the USA person, example of the Indian person on his marriage occasion. Now, this is the core of awareness. For an individual, how difficult or easy it is to come to the stage where this awareness comes naturally to him?
It is very easy. See, how difficult is it should not be the question. Why? The mind or the subconscious mind or whatever awareness or the body, everything happened to us naturally. What is the effort we have taken up to actually be born? No.
No, not effort,
Mother produced the body. Father produced the body. Mother created the body. Okay. Now, my ability to see, my ability to listen, what is the hard work that I did to achieve it? Nothing. It's already there. It's there or not there. My ability to talk naturally happens. When a child, the moment he or she is born, after 1-2 years, they have a natural urge to talk. Natural urge. We are actually autonomously functioning out, evoluting into manifestation of our capabilities. Where our awareness goes or where our awareness is directed, there our awareness stays. Are you understanding? So, nothing in the world is difficult. For example, now awareness. Somebody is smoking and if you ask them to quit it, they say, I also want to quit. I am trying for the past 3-4 years, not happening. I quit for 10 days. After that, I restart. They will tell you stories. Now, life gives them a nice kick and suddenly they are having a heart attack.
Some problem.
After that, they go to hospital and the doctor says, one more cigarette, you are dead, buddy. I already placed one heart attack over. I already placed a stunt in your...
That's like a bell for them.
After that, you will find them suddenly getting enormous willpower to quit smoking. When there is an impulse, mind says, I want to smoke. Example in this. Mind says, I want to play. Mind says, whatever example you can choose. When the awareness listens to the impulse become heavy. When the mind listens to life, the liveliness, all impulses are actually weak. A mind which feels, I am very heavily, dominated by the thoughts or depression or by this or by that, all that is actually false, a myth. Truly, you are only dominated by one thing, your gravity of your awareness. Where you put your awareness, that is your reality, not where you put your mind.
How can I center this awareness so that I become more aware of what stage of life I am?
That's where supramentalization helps. That's where true spirituality, adhyatmikata, or true common sense helps. Now, I want you to understand one thing. Lot of people negotiate or discuss between there is a God, which God, how many gods, where, what. You exist. That is a reality. Whether God exists or not, let's not go there. I
Let's
can
not
go
look
there,
at it.
but still,
Hmm.
you exist. Now, how do you exist? Now, when I say, people say that I exist as this person.
Breathing, voice.
But are you the power that's helping you breathe, or are you the breathing or the thoughts? Are you the power that making you think, or are you the thinking?
I'm the thinking.
How? Then what is the power to make you think? Lungs are breathing, because if you understand medicine, I'm a doctor myself, so I tell you, there is a diaphragm and there is a system. Now, naturally, even if you are not, also the diaphragm is moving up and down because of its own motion,
Autonomous
and
motion.
and it is making your lungs take in air and release. Of course, you can consciously also breathe, but even if you are not consciously breathing, your diaphragm is moving. Now, with the little effort that you are doing, your diaphragm is moving and everything. Now, if you understand one thing, you are not doing this consciously, it's happening naturally. What is important is where you divert your awareness. That becomes your fundamental system of growth or fundamental system of your manifestation. You cannot say that this is what I am doing. Are you understanding? Actually, everything is your being. You are not what you are breathing. You are not what you are thinking. You are the power to actually execute all this. Now, when you are the power to execute, you experience that power to execute or manifest within you, power to do stuff within you, power to think, power to breathe, power to maintain your body, power to talk. You are that power which is making this mind function. Now, mind is a repository that medical science accepts. Now, through the brain, bioelectricity is functioning, and that electricity is actually making the brain function. And brain dead is body dead. Am I clear with you? Now, brain is run by bioelectricity. The power to run the brain should be you, should not be your thoughts, or should not be body. Medical science should accept this. Brain dead is in live, human being dead. Brain only runs by bioelectricity. Who creates this bioelectricity? That should be you. When you concentrate or when you experience that, then you know how to control your awareness. Because your bioelectricity gives you awareness. Your awareness gives you capability to manifest something called as mind or perception. Now, these perceptions, the world is a game of perceptions. In this world, it's a game of perception. Everybody is living in their own world, they say. Why? Because everybody is living in their own perception. Because everybody is living in their own perception, the world is a war of perceptions.
But Guruji, here the question arises is that how do I separate perception from the reality? Reality of the mind.
Perceptions from the reality of the mind can only be separated, experienced when you are aware. Or else, remember one thing, like Mumbai local train. You just go there, people push you back. And into the train and outside of the train.
Autonomous.
They decide where you need to alight the train or, once you get into the train, they decide that you can get into the station or get out of the station.
Absolutely.
They decide.
Yeah.
There is an impulse, but there is also a determination. Now, generally, you climb Mumbai locals. The people around will decide whether you can get down in the station or not.
Yes.
But there are people determined enough, planned enough that they execute and they get down where they want.
They still do it.
They still do it. Yes or no? Now, if you understand one thing, where you are focused with your awareness, there anything can be altered. How do I get this is what the supramental yoga or any spirituality, adhyatmikata is all about. Fundamentally, humanity is missing this. I am having a lot of thoughts, and these thoughts are these things that are happening in my head are making my life, creating my life. But these thoughts on their own cannot manifest anything because I am the power behind this mind to work. The day you start experiencing it, then you modulate your mind to function the way you want. Are you understanding? We do not give. Earlier I was telling you this. See, if you become rich, if you have a house, car and cell phone, better cell phone, if you have an Apple iPhone also, people flaunt it as if, say, this is the great. Now, every time you take out your iPhone and say, because I have an iPhone, I am great. What is happening is, the subconscious, the awareness, the mind within you is feeling, I am intelligent, I am capable, so I manifested this iPhone. If you are not consciously feeling, I am intelligent, I am capable, so I manifested this iPhone. And if you are feeling, iPhone is giving me worth, I am a good person or I am a great person because I have an iPhone. Then what happens is, it's like, very bad example, I shouldn't be giving like this, but I always want to. When you have your wife beside you, never ever over appreciate any other woman.
That is very dangerous.
Makes sense?
It makes perfect sense.
You have your mind with you. Never value your iPhone, your car, your house, your job more than your own mind.
Because they are external?
All of them are the outcome of your mind. They are slaves to your mind. You can lose your iPhone. Your mind can forget it, right? Your mind can remember it. Your mind can get you $1 million job. Your mind can make you lose it in 2 days. Your mind is your power. Your mind's power is your awareness. If you are not aware, then the game of the own mind, that is the reason I want to do this, but my mind is not focused. Why is it not focused? You really want to succeed in life. And most people complain, I'm not focused, or I'm getting distracting thoughts, or I am not able to do it, or I'm stressed. Why mind is stressed? If you are excited about, they tell you, this is also not a great example, but I'll tell you, a kiss can burn more calories than you walking 2-3 flights of stairs. Are you understanding? 2-3 flights of stairs, if you climb, how much calories you can burn? Almost that much calories you can burn with one kiss. This is pleasure, and so you don't realize the hard work of it. That is pressure, and so you realize only the pain and only the burden of it. When your mind is in pleasure, it actually excels. Are you understanding? So it performs fantastic and it burns, it is fantastic. In the same fashion, when you are centered within yourself, or when you give more importance to your mind can manifest everything in your life. Not because they are external. Mind has 2 problems. One, it is a instrument, or it is a system that runs from inside to outside. Okay, anything that runs from inside to outside has a problem. Every action has got an equal and opposite reaction. Now, this mind is capable, and so I produced a great job. This mind is capable, so it produced a great house, great business. Now, looking at the business, again, opposite reaction, I try to give back to this mind that because of the business, I'm great.
Gratification.
But the truth is, gratification should always be centered. This mind is capable to produce this job. This mind is capable to produce this. This mind is capable. Remember one thing, system is not inside, outside, and outside to inside. It's always inside to outside only, continuously. Life is not you enjoying stuff. Life is not you getting some opportunities, or life is not you getting some things. Life is not you being or living a happy life. Life is your constant pursuit to be better than your best.
Wonderful.
When you concentrate on this, life is all about a pursuit, a natural pursuit to be better than my best. So today I have a great job. Yeah, I'll do better because my mind can do it. And tomorrow I have a better car. Yeah, My mind could manifest it, but I will manifest a better car because the mind can do it. Today I have $1 billion. I have a unicorn. Yeah, my mind could do that. The capability within me could do that, and I can do more. Now, what happens? You are continuously focusing on yourself. If you concentrate on your outside reaction, that is what the spirituality or Advaita Vedanta says. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. The outside reaction to your inside is actually false. It's not there. But if you focus there, you lose your own self. A student who is more focused about the question, will I get good marks, is more nervous than a student who is joyous that I've studied and I'm going to write an exam. Am I clear with you? Student who is celebrating, who is a person who excels in the job? A person who celebrates his own intelligence. I understand. See, even in cricket, wherever you see, all my life, I have practiced hitting the ball with a bat. Now, till I reach my internationals or till I reach there, the goal is to reach international, and I play. All through my life, most of my life, what I have done is hit the ball with the bat. Now, what really happens when I go into a stadium, the reactions begin. People clapping, things happening, people shouting my name,
A lot of influences,
money.
yes.
These outside influences, my concentration goes, my inner form goes down.
Absolutely.
The more athlete concentrates on his inner form than on the outer, then he thinks better. In our life also, we need to concentrate only on our mind, our awareness and our capabilities, than on the results or the reactions. At least we should not be proud of them. That is the reason why we have to realize one thing. I am greater than all my greatness. I am greater than all my greatness. Because all my greatness, the so-called great job, so-called this, all my failures are also out of my greatness only. My greatness, we have to credit it.
It is a balance. It's our bookkeeping.
Yeah. So it's my power. My power to manifest is creating failures in me. My power to manifest is creating success in me. So at the end, who is the greatest person in my life? Myself. I am the greatest power. That is what Sanatana Dharma insisted on. Aham Brahmasmi. You consciously do it or you subconsciously get it done. You are the master of your destiny. You like it, you don't like it.
Guruji, from what you have explained to us and audiences here, the crucial question is that we have to center our being, center our mind, so that whatever we manifest becomes a reality. For an athlete, it's easier because he has practiced.
It is very difficult. The athletes struggle more. If you see, there are many cricketers. Only few reach Ranji Trophy, only few reach internationals.
The best athletes who become best.
What is the difference between a best athlete and an athlete?
They have achieved a higher level.
What really happens is, from the beginning, if you are playing a game, the bowler is, you ball. You know what, even in international cricket you will experience, one wicket falls down, immediately people slow down. In these days, T20s, they are slowing little bit only, but they are still slowing down. Why? Every wicket down is creating an impact in the player. Yes or no? Now, they are not centered. Mind or life will always knock you down and try to be off center. In fact, we are living the world in a design where everything puts you off center and challenges you to be at the center. Now, an athlete is struggling more. Athletes have more struggle staying in the center. That is the reason why they lose form, they gain form, they lose form, or all this happens.
Up and down.
Up and downs happens in their life only because continuously, athlete or professional or anything, life is a game of being more aligned with your mind. Being busy with yourself is business. Busyness with self is business. The problem is when we don't mind our business of being busy with ourselves, And when we bother ourselves with situations or results, life always destabilizes.
Guruji, in case I want to be bothered about my own business, which is being centered on me, for an athlete, he has practiced several techniques, he has gone through. But as an ordinary individual who wants productive efficiency, how
You
can
have
I
also
center
practiced.
myself?
How can you say athlete
Could you,
practice?
could you break down the techniques of this practice
No, but
of
fundamentally,
centering oneself?
but fundamentally, I'll challenge you on this. For an athlete, he has practiced many days or years, you are saying. Who has not practiced? An advocate wanted to be an advocate, most probably, from his childhood.
A student also, for example.
Student, now a medical student goes into medical college for 5 years, imagining I will be a doctor. So he has practiced being a doctor. An engineer. Now, all through you train your mind. And you are studying medicine. And the point is, we feel athletes have trained hard. Who has not trained hard? A teacher has trained to be teacher, a mother has trained to be a mother. Technically speaking, yes. Because the moment you are, you are pregnant, you are a happy girl. But then the process of pregnancy and the process of delivery trains you to be a mother. Yes or no? Or advocate, yes. Software engineer. The moment you join a CS branch, you are already training your mind, I will be software engineer. Everybody is training. The problem is, we are all training to do. To do what? Whatever the goal, destination. I am a software engineer, doctor, businessman, whatever. But in any profession, athlete, that's the point I wanted to establish with you. Don't say athletes have trained, I have not trained. Athletes have also trained, you also trained to do. An athlete trains to play. A lawyer, engineer, doctor trains to do that. They are training to do. But nobody is training to cultivate an awareness on their own self.
That's where the difference lies.
That's where. The winners and average people, what's the difference? Winners train extensively on focusing on their own self. People who are aware of their own capability, their own self, are always stable. That is the reason they bounce back even when failure hits them. People who are only result oriented always fail in their life.
On an everyday basis, how can I, as an ordinary individual, focus on myself and practice these techniques?
If you have observed your question, this is who is asking. No, there is a question on a daily basis. How can I practice? But who is asking this? The questioner.
A breakdown of techniques.
Correct. But I am asking a questioner. We have to understand. This is a short-term guy who wants quick techniques so that quick things happen, so that he stays where he is. Life short-term doesn't happen.
Okay.
Life short-term doesn't happen. The only solution is you need to focus or train yourself into developing an awareness. I am greater than all my greatness. Now, supramentalization, from the day one when we initiate, we make you experience your own awareness. We make you experience the experience of life. No, there is the experience of life. And when you experience life, now you need to develop that over a period of time. Because you know what? What is the shortest technique? When people ask me this, I always tell, no shortcut ever works. The only shortcut is the long-term design of your mind. Are you understanding? And the long-term design of your mind is mostly on the center of your awareness. If you are aware of a certain thing, no matter, for example, if you are a Bharati person or if you are a Tamilian, that's a good example, Tamilian. Okay, now you put him in Jammu Kashmir, you put him in America, you put him in wherever, this Tamilian will always be Tamilian. He can behave like an American, he can dress like an American, he can do everything like an American, but give a micro chance, he will be back to Tamil.
It's slightly core topic of which a lot of individuals have, is that how can they maintain their mental and emotional balance in the life? What are the essential things on which they can base this on?
Now, I want you to understand this. Mental and emotional balance is also a myth. How can I create a balance between me and my own reflection? In the mirror, you are seeing yourself. Can you create a balance with that reflection? How can you? The reflection is just you. In the same fashion, remember one thing. You close your eyes, example, imagine that, something bad really happened to you. Something, and seriously, or the past bad experiences. Automatically, your system is giving bad negative emotions. Childhood trauma, some teacher hit you, something happened, something bad happened. Close your eyes and imagine when immediately your emotions are. Now again, close your eyes and feel, how you got your marriage done, or your love experience, or your first child.
Whatever. Success, whichever success.
Anything positive, you imagine immediately. The truth is, emotions and mind go hand in hand. Emotions and mind go hand in hand. Only when there is too many, say, like a computer, when you open so many applications, it slows down the computer. At that time, it appears as if the screen got stuck or the system stuck. No, it is actually, you understand, so many applications clog the processing capability. In the same fashion, when you have so many unresolved emotions settled within you, then emotions can dominate you. When you have so many unsolved questions within you, then mind can dominate. But generally, there is nothing called mental and emotional balance. Mind and emotions work in tandem because emotions are the reflection of the mind.
Guruji, you are a master of supramental hierarchy, supramental meditation. How does supramental meditation or meditation bring all the results, all the examples which you have described into one single compact formula which can help an individual become more better, productive and more balanced?
That's what I've been explaining you all the while. First, you exist. You are the power to experience the experience. You are the power to think. You are the power to do. You are the power, the bioelectricity and the life within you. Now, until otherwise you experience it, mind has a problem. Whatever it sees, the impulse generation, it is what your awareness is going through, that is your reality. Now, supramentalization makes you actually be aware of your own inner reality. The power. Now, I say you are not the talking, you are not the breathing, you are not the signs of liveliness that you are in. You are the life that is making signs of liveliness alive. Make sense? Now, supramentalization fundamentally makes you experience. Any supramental master fundamentally makes you experience. I am the power to think. I am the power to act. I am the power to emote. I am the power to run this system. And this system is me, but I am running this system. I am that. I am that power to run the system. In the first meditation or the first initiation when I gave to supramentalization, masters, we do that. And then from there, the power to keep this life lively is the power to keep the entire universe life lively. Resonance works, yes or no? Are you understanding? What keeps you alive is keeping everybody alive. Should be,
yes.
Logically.
Yes.
What is making your heartbeat? Your bioelectricity. Now, what is making somebody's heartbeat? Bioelectricity. What is making a plant live? Everything is that life. Consciousness is, there are many stages to it. So, subconscious mind is just an impulse-ridden system. Subconscious mind is a repository for all the impulses. Now, for example, somebody is poor. He gives a continuous feeling that I am poor. Now, subconscious mind is full of scarcity feelings. Now, this power of subconscious mind, people will come and say, consciously you tell I am rich, I am rich, I am rich, I am rich. Now, it works for some people, but most people it doesn't work.
Yes,
why?
Yes.
Because from my childhood, 1 trillion times I felt I am poor. Now, every time I am saying I am rich, even my subconscious, see, in a cave where 1 million Tamil language words are echoing, there one Sanskrit word is not going to make a dent. Again, 1 million Sanskrit words have to be there to change the echo. So, I am rich, you need to say 1 trillion times. No, nobody knows how many feelings they have established. Yes or no? So, supramentalization says, this way of cancelling and recancelling your mind is impossible.
Then what's the way out?
Through the power of awareness, through the power of that life within you. Who is running your subconscious mind?
How can I animate that subconscious mind?
You cannot. Supramentalization will give you that experience. Once you experience, then you have to understand conscious mind, subconscious mind, but both are part of consciousness. Beyond this consciousness is life. Your awareness and your life. Through this, you can reorient and restructure entire system because you have the power to design your mind. If somebody gives you anesthesia and gives you nerve block, they say in medical language. Now I give you a nerve block, that nerve stops conducting electricity. Stops conducting, stops functioning.
Stops becoming active.
Then you don't feel the pain. Remember one thing, your ability, the power running in your system is keeping everything alive. Your mind, your subconscious mind, everything is designed. Now, I will give you this example. Everything is designed by, now the tailor designs the dress. Tailor cuts it, tailor stitches it. Okay. After that, I don't like the stitched dress. Now, instead of me trying to wear the dress in the way I like it, or I don't like it, so I will do like this, I have to give it back to the tailor because it is not fitting me properly. So, if this dress is not fitting me properly, I should not try to stretch it. I should give it back to the tailor and say, loosen it up. Yes. The tailor will loosen it up. You are the power to design the conscious and subconscious mind because you created your mind. Yeah. You accept that? Yes. You should, because your mind came from what? You, the power, liveliness within you created your subconscious mind and conscious mind. Now it has some scarcity feelings or distraction, lack of focus, or whatever you have. But you have a lot of positive strength also. Yes. So now you want to change your mind so that you change your life. Yes. Now what you do is don't meddle with the life here, the results here. If the dress is not fit, don't try to stretch it. Give it to the tailor. Who is your tailor? Your power to produce. Yes or no? Now give this to the, now feel, experience that I am, now supramentalization makes you experience that there is a tailor which is designing this mind. Now this mind goes to the tailor and say, Bhaiya, I want it loose. I want it little more tight. And then the subconscious, conscious automatically aligns to the power within. We are not just limited conscious mind and subconscious mind. We are the power that runs these both while taking care of many other systems, algorithms of life. That is the truth. Now, when you go back to the tailor, the dress gets altered easily. But when a person who is wearing, I am wearing this kurta, now I feel this is tight for me. Okay, I naturally prefer loose. So, now I stretch it. What will happen? This will tear down. In the same fashion, now I don't like certain part of my life, then I get more agitated about it. And so life is becoming more horrible. Yes. Instead, you need to go back to your own power and re-engineer your mind, because life that is happening around is just a reflection of your mind. And your mind is actually generated the power to manifest, created. Now you have given this power to manifest to outside circumstances, so it got corrupted. And producing all other problems in life or success in life. Are you understanding? Some people say, I want to earn money. They earn money. After earning a lot of money, they ask, why did I do all this? Sometimes they want to achieve goal. They achieve that. After reaching a certain peak also, they ask, why did I do all this? In old age, most people ask this. I've lived this life. I worked so hard. I've given it to my children. I've done this. I've done that. Of what use all this? Now, you haven't thought about what use of all this before. Now, remember one thing. There is a awareness, or there is a system within you which is always actually working for your benefit and your fulfillment.
You have to be aware of it?
100%. Because if you are not, remember one thing, what is the point of a life where you worked hard, where you have done very well, or you have failed? Even if you have failed, for example, there is a father who has struggled all his life, only to make his and love his child and give his child. Now the child is now a unicorn owner. Now that fellow succeeded, but that fellow is still in scarcity mode. The father. Now the child returned with unicorn. Papa, now I am unicorn. Now we have a lot of money.
Happy.
Be happy. But I am dying. But that time, all my life I failed. I lived a life of failure. I lived a life of scarcity. Example, huh?
It's not transferable?
How is it transferable? I saw my child being a unicorn. Now, all my life, I lived to take care of my son and to ensure. Now, example you have to relate. Life is a series of failure for this father. But still, when he sees a result, great result in his child, don't you think he will die a life of fulfillment?
Yes. True.
There is a father who has done a lot. Am I clear with you? And all this happened. After that, he will question, why did I do all this? And he will die he will die with a lot of unfulfillment, a lot of problems in his life. Remember one thing, the first thing people should be aware is your life, your liveliness, and the experience of fulfilling your own mind with that liveliness is more important than any achievement in your life. First. Second, your life. Again, coming back to the first point, your life. If you are not giving importance to that power which is manifesting this mind, everything, and if you are not aware of your awareness, if you are not valuing your awareness, then your awareness will be snatched away by the impulses of the mind. And after that, life will be torn bits and pieces because it's an impulsive, autonomous life.
How do I take back this awareness? Take it back with me.
Through supramentalization and through a certain yogic processes of the Sanatana ancient science. And fundamentally, meditation also, people these days, closing your eyes and focusing your attention, because here we are talking about attention awareness. Awareness on a specific part of the body, or chanting a specific mantra, and chanting a specific, or doing some deity worship. Now faith works, deities, all the Sanatana, the ancient dharma insisted, there is only Atma Vare Drashtavyo Maitreyi is what the great Maharshis insisted. You have to only focus on the life that powers all life. You have to focus on the life, the power that powers all life. They say, what is that power that has produced this body, this mind, and what is creating these thoughts? That power to create, power to sustain a thought, and power to dissolute a thought is there within me. I need to experience that. That is the power to produce a thought, produce a capability, sustain a capability. That is the reason, childhood people, sometimes, childhood, they are good dancers, good singers. In their youth, they lose that.
Yes.
They lose the rhythm, they lose. And after that, they can never regain it. What is creating that capability? What is destroying that capability? What is sustaining that capability? That is me, not everything else. When you practice your awareness to be there, and with the help of a guru, with Shaktipata, Pranapata, and Shivapata, the guru gives you that experience and alignment. Now, once the Shaktipata, Shivapata, and Pranapata happens, and the supramentalization, the science, you experience that through the guru's grace, then what really happens is, there is no going back. Because you are that awareness, then you don't have to work on how to center the awareness, how to do this, how to do that. It doesn't happen.
You already attained it.
You already experience it. It's not a long process. It's a process of alignment and simple practice. Moreover, Sanatana Dharma never insisted on this. See, for example, now there is a Hanumanji, very fantastic, the most aligned, highest spiritual yogi known to mankind.
Yes.
One of there are many, but
yes.
Hanumanji is considered to be the topmost of the yogis, greatest of yogis.
Yes.
Then there is a concept. This gentleman is infinitely infinite. Am I clear with you? And now I create a murti around it. And there is a Hanumanji mantra, Hanuman mantra, Anjaneya mantra and all that. Now you do that mantra. And now when I am doing this mantra, what is happening? Slowly I am building a conviction that Hanumanji will help. Because what happens is, Hanumanji is the greatest of great yogi known to mankind till date. Okay. Now I want help from him. Confidence, whatever. I want help from him. My mind immediately questions, why will he help me? Then what will happen is, my mind will work hard because I am doing this Hanumanji mantra, Hanumanji will help me. Are you understanding? Or else you don't convince. Main problem, remember one thing, your mind is the gateway for your success and failure that you know. Now, if you want success also, if you want failure also, if you want whatever, you have to understand your mind has to allow. If Hanumanji is ready to help me because he is the greatest of all yogis. Now, who is he? Existential reality. Technically now, you understand existential reality. Who is a great yogi? Anybody who is aligned to existential reality is a great yogi. Now, existential reality, what exists? What exists? What creates? What sustains? What dissolutes? That exists. Are you understanding what I am trying to say? That existential reality is Hanumanji. Am I clear with you? Because he is the Brahma, he is the existence. Now, this is ready to help all existence. Existence is ready to help all existence because all existence is part of existence only. No?
Exactly.
You can't say atoms are helping this chair, atoms are helping this dress.
All connected.
It's atoms. They will do just what they are supposed to do. Hanumanji is Hanumanji. If anybody says Hanumanji, help. Hanumanji is where? Hanumanji is me. And inside, outside, within me, everywhere. Hanumanji is everything. Yes or no? Common sense. Because Hanumanji is the greatest of great yogis. Highest. Now, that being said, who is a yogi? Anybody who is aligned to the existence reality. Sat. Are you understanding? That power,
Truth.
which the truth, what again is truth? And they defined it like this. That which can create creative capability, sustaining capability, and destroying capability.
Okay.
All three, while not having any sustaining power. And it should be, what is the greatest power? They said. It should not be created, but it should create, ability to sustain, ability to destroy. But it should not be created. That is existence, Sat. Now, anybody who is aligned to that Sat is the highest yogi. Hanumanji is undoubtedly the highest yogi. So, what is Hanumanji? That Sat which has the capability to give, sustain, and destroy. Now, who am I? I am this mind, these thoughts, these feelings. I want Hanumanji to help me. Okay, the mind will ask, why should he help you? He is not asking the help. He is saying, I will help you because I am you.
Yes.
But I am saying, how will you help me? Oh, I will read this mantra, chant this mantra. I chant this mantra and then I will follow a certain procedure and then I will get your grace.
Yes.
Fundamentally, what's happening? I am opening up to his grace, which is already there. So, from the beginning, you have been asking me, technique, what are the techniques? Techniques are the greatest myth of mind.
Techniques are greatest myth
All
of
techniques, any techniques. Because as Vivekananda, one of the greatest masters said, education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. Now, you have to understand one thing. Education, what exactly is education or what he meant? That capability, the innate power within you that I know when it manifests. Sometimes, when you are electrical engineer, doctor, whatever. Once you are out of your college, you ask them, what do you remember? They don't remember. Once they see the patient or once they see the problem at hand, they solve. It all comes back to them. Because not information, the conviction that I know. The identity that I develop as I am a doctor. Are you understanding? Now, do you remember? No. Do you remember all the Hutchinson methods? Do you remember all the methods of examination? No. You see the patient, everything comes back. You do it autonomously. Why? Because training your awareness into I am this is making you that. In the same fashion, training your awareness as awareness makes you everything.
Guruji, as a conclusion, at least to one episode, I'm going to ask this question. So, what are the most profound transformations you have witnessed in individuals who regularly practice guided meditations?
Many, but see, every human being is different, and every human being has experienced their own, what transformation the person desires in their life, that will manifest.
Productivity,
yes. For example, in students, I can tell you, we have this, I will tell you this, to write apple, your mind needs to imagine apple. And then your brain needs to form apple words. And then your brain should inform your neuromotor cortex to write apple. In examination, 3 hours, I need to continuously, constantly imagine all the subject that I have read. My brain should always continuously form words and sentences and continuously send neuromotor cortex signals to the hand, say, write all this. That is the reason why we tend to forget most of the content that most people tend to forget to write what all they know. They have written something, I know this also I didn't write there in the exam. Why? Because the brain and the mind are overwhelmed, imagining a lot of content, putting in words, simultaneously making the hand write. We have trained within 6 months, we have trained children, 7th class, 8th class children. They can do mathematics homework with their left hand and science homework with their right hand simultaneously while they are talking. Now, why this level of ambidextrity is developed? If I am doing my mathematics homework with right hand and science homework with my left hand simultaneously, what's happening? My mind has a bandwidth to imagine mathematics and science, understand the concepts and express the concepts. My brain has the capability to produce words for both concepts, words and numericals for both concepts. And my neuromotor transmitter system is so capable that I can actually present it. Now, when I am reading one subject, now it is like in the gym. If I go and lift 50, 25 kilos, 50 kilos, 100 kilos, they lift in the gym. It's not that I am going to in my daily life lift sandbags.
Yeah.
I go and lift heavy weights in the gym so that I can live my daily life in a good, better way. In the same fashion, when we have trained children to write 2 different subjects simultaneously with both hands, mathematics with left hand, science with left hand, and while talking something else, when they are studying their normal education, they are able to 100% imagine that content and process it and even apply it in their life. So we have created many genius students. Supramentalization, in adults, we have created many capable, competent people. Relationships. Now most people want great relationships. They don't know how. Because they feel they blame the other person. This person is not conducive to me. Remember one thing. Nobody is born for you. You are born for everybody.
That is an astonishing thought.
Why? Because you are born for yourself and yourself needs people. So, you have to train yourself to get people bond properly with you. So, relationship issues. Supramentalization is at a mukti level, at a bhukti level. People who need inner awakening or people who need solutions to their problems. Sanatana Dharma or Supramentalization never ever found any difference. They said there is no competition for the competent. Competition exists for incompetent. Are you understanding? A person who is focused, aligned, and attuned to their own competence always stays at the top, because there is no bottom for him. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? So how did supramentalization help? It helps to make you a better you, because life, again I'm telling you, is just a pursuit of being better than yourself. Your best. God bless you.
Being a better you. That's a message from Guru Atmananda. Thank you, Guruji, for your discourse, for your kind words. It all. Thank you for tuning in. Log into guruatmananda.org for more.